Welcome to Bus Driver Life. My name is Kiwan. I've been a bus driver for a long time. I've driven school buses and I currently drive transit buses in the Sacramento, California region. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hit the like button. I want to give a shout out to my 2 Patreon supporters right here on the screen. You can see them right here. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon supporter to support the channel, go ahead and click the link in the description below. No! Okay, so in this video, I basically want to talk about just a couple of things that annoy bus drivers. So take a look at this picture. You can see this car parked at the bus stop. This is highly annoying and irritating because if I'm a bus operator driving a transit bus and I have to pull into the bus stop, I need that space. I need enough space to get into the bus stop and enough space to get back out of the bus stop to pull back into traffic. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't care. One thing that I notice when a lot of people pull into bus stops is not buses. I'm talking about people that are driving their personal vehicles. They'll pull into the bus stop and they'll be on their phone, just I guess looking up directions or texting somebody or whatever. A lot of Uber and Lyft drivers, they'll pull into the bus stop and they'll sit at the bus stop and wait for their pickup or to drop somebody off. So the bus will pull up behind them, whether it's Uber, Lyft, or just someone in their personal vehicle. And if we tap the horn a couple times, these people will actually get upset at us. I've had people stick their arm out of the window. I'm not gonna do the gesture, but they'll stick up their middle finger at us like we're doing something wrong. This is a clearly marked, designated bus stop for a transit bus. I'm a transit bus operator. I'm driving a transit bus. There's people standing at the bus stop that need to board the bus, and you've parked your vehicle there, and you're upset at me because I need to get there. You ain't lying. Make it make sense, people. That's the thing, it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense at all. Just don't park at the bus stop. Or if you do stop at the bus stop and there's not a bus there at the moment, once you see a bus approaching, just move out of the way. And there's also been situations where there have been wheelchair passengers or people with walkers and canes, and somebody will park their car at the bus stop and they just will not move. And we really need to do curb service for those people so we can let the ramp out, so we can get the chair on or off. It's really helpful when we can actually pull the bus up to the curb at the bus stop, but we can't do that if there's a car parked there. So please, people, don't park at the bus stops. And then there's some times where I may not have anyone waiting at the bus stop, or no one on my bus needs to get off at that stop, but that stop is a time point and I could be running a couple minutes hot. So I need to stop at that bus stop and park there for a minute or two until I catch up with my time, and then I'm on time. And if there's cars parked there, what am I gonna do? I guess I have to double park maybe? That's it. So another thing that really annoys bus drivers, and shout out to one of the 2 Patreon supporters that I have that brought this to my attention. And I was like, oh yeah, that is highly annoying. And it just happened to me recently. So sometimes people will catch a ride. Okay, how can I explain this? Sometimes people will be in a car, riding in a car, and to catch up to your bus so that they can get on the bus, the person driving the car will pull in front of your bus and stop. And that person will jump out of the car and try and get onto your bus. That's really dangerous. It's really stupid. You should not do that. You ain't lying. Go on down the road past me and then let them off at the bus stop. And then once I get to the bus stop, then I'll pick them up. But you pulling your car right in front of the bus and stopping in front of a bus, a huge vehicle. This vehicle is huge. It's heavy.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Bus versus car, that normally doesn't turn out too well for the car. To any passengers out there, have you ever been the person who's been riding in the car that cuts in front of the bus, a moving bus, and then you jump out and try and get on the bus? Did you think that was okay, or did you all talk about this? Was this a plan? Did you think yeah, this is gonna be a really great idea, it's totally safe, it makes a lot of sense, so we're gonna do this? Let me know what you were thinking about when you did that, because I don't get it. I really don't get it. Another thing that's extremely annoying is something that people that ride bikes do, and I've seen it as well as other bus operators have seen it, and we've talked about it. Sometimes a person's riding their bicycle on the sidewalk, right? And of course, a lot of streets now have bike lanes, and it's typically right next to the sidewalk or to the curb. I've seen people riding their bikes on the sidewalk, and then they'll just jump off the sidewalk, jump the curb, right onto the bike lane in the street, you know what I mean? And just keep riding without looking over their shoulder. No check, no blind spot check, nothing. Listen, if you're riding your bicycle on the sidewalk, before you change lanes, so you're changing into the bike lane, from the sidewalk into the street, into the bike lane, you might want to check over your shoulder first to make sure there are no other vehicles occupying that space, because there are cars that will also occupy the bike lane for a while if they need to turn into a driveway or into another street. Also, buses typically share bike lanes. Bikes and buses typically share the same space, especially in bus zones or bus stops. So if a bus is pulling into a bus stop and you're on the sidewalk and you just decide to jump out into the street, that can create a very hazardous and dangerous and potentially tragic situation. So it's a shared responsibility. Everyone has to look out for the bikes, yes, but bikes, make sure if you're gonna make a drastic change like that, make sure it's clear first, okay? You have to make sure it's clear. Why would you not check? I don't get it. I see so many bicyclists do that, just like I see people in cars not checking their blind spots. That's really annoying. It's irritating. And it's dangerous. So I think that's all I'm going to cover on this video. Thank you so much for watching Bus Driver Life. If you're new to the channel, make sure you consider subscribing, hit the like button. And I've got to get back to work now. This city needs me.